Hello everybody. So this is session 5b, more about your personal brand, and this part is about knowing what I have to offer. A common explanation of the difference between strengths and skills is that strengths are innate, whereas skills can be learned and developed. For example, our natural strength might be communication, but we learn the skill of writing concise reports. Or a natural strength may be physical strength, but we've learned the skill of balance. So in a career context, our strengths are also thought of as our skills, as the skills we have and that we enjoy using. Occupations, roles and situations that allow us to use those strengths are likely to lead to personal satisfaction. Another useful way to think about it is that using your strengths energizes you, whereas other activities might feel draining. Simply knowing your strengths won't necessarily lead you to a new career path, but evidence suggests that looking for opportunities to use your strengths in new ways does have the potential to make you happier. Task number 2. Give yourself about 10 minutes for this, and it's using my strengths. So think about the things you do in work or outside that really energize and enthuse you and list them in your book. Now choose one of those activities and analyze the skills you are using when you do it. For example, communicating with others, organizing something, being creative, etc. List those in your book. Of the skills you have just listed, which ones are the ones that make you feel energized when you use them? Is it all of them or just certain ones? List those in your book. If you struggle to define your strengths, there are many lists of skills and strengths available online or in print. A useful selection that are more nuanced than most include the following: telling engaging stories, extracting key points, creating order from chaos, never ever give up, never miss a deadline, create harmony in a team, researching new concepts, effortlessly funny, unfaltering focus, up to the minute knowledge, ultra calm in a crisis, intuitive empathy, technology savvy, nurturing a network, and stress testing ideas. Do you have any strengths on that list that you could use in new ways in your current role? As well as communicating your values and strengths, your personality is an important element of your personal brand. So, knowing what I have to offer, your personality. Your personality combined with your values and strength, knowledge and experience is what gives you a unique personal brand. No one else will be able to offer the same combination of factors. We've considered the relevance of a brand personality and the human personality traits that might be attributed to a product or organization. In this part, we'll consider which elements of your personality you might want to incorporate in your own brand. Task number 3. Give yourself about 10 minutes for this. Imagine you're at an event where everybody is meeting for the first time and somebody asks you to describe yourself. what would you say? Focus on your personality traits, for example. You might describe yourself as humble, direct, charming, passionate, irritable, or odd. For a useful list of prompts, I have put a big long list of personality traits on Padlet. Please have a little look through those. When you've done that, write a couple of short paragraphs in your book about your personality traits and how they would come over and what you might say when you bump into people for the first time at that meeting where nobody knows anybody else. So, knowing what I want. Setting key goals for your future career is an important part of this personal branding process. Once you know what you're aiming for, you can tailor your personal brand and approach to take. I'll start again. Once you know what you're aiming for, you can tailor your personal brand and approach you take to promoting it. While you might already have a concrete, detailed career plan, it doesn't matter if you don't. I don't think a concrete career plan is likely to happen for most people. An aim, a place you want to reach, is quite a good start. How you get there is different. In most professions, you speak to people and their entry into that profession is usually significantly different. If you're at an early stage, sorry about the silence, if you're at an early stage in your thinking, your current goal might be relatively broad. For example, working with animals, achieving a manager or a director status, working overseas perhaps. Promotion of your personal brand at this early stage can involve talking to people in roles that interest you or contacting employers who might facilitate those goals. This research will tell you if your personal brand aligns with what they are looking for in a colleague or an employee. Even if you have more developed career plans, many successful and satisfying careers are developed from opportunities that arise unexpectedly. Yes, they do. The key here is to be open to those opportunities. So relevant goals might be investigate interesting opportunities seriously and with positivity, i.e. asking yourself, how could I make that work? Rather than assuming that would work for me. Follow social media channels of interesting people and organisations. Attend an event, e.g. a conference, jobs fair, etc., that relates to an area of work that is of interest to you. In this case, promoting your brand might involve networking or commenting on the social media posts of key individuals. So, task number 4. Identify my career goals. And again, take about 15 minutes overall for this. However, what I'd like you to do now is try and answer the following question in only 30 seconds. What are the 3 most important career goals right now? Write them down in your book. Now that you've got 3 goals, take a few minutes, to consider how realistic they are in any given current constraints, e.g. location, financial needs, family commitments. You know the list, that's endless. Can you tweak them to fit in with what you need? Or what could possibly be your next step? Take a few minutes and rewrite them next to them. So, this is only a brief overview of what can be a detailed goal setting process. Many people seek support when setting career goals. Perhaps speaking to each other, online career advisors, YouTube career coaches, all of these things are available and well worth to help you in some way find some type of compass bearing. So the final stage is defining your personal brand, is to bring it all together. It can be very useful to begin this like thinking of it like you're writing a story. This will allow you to start with a more detailed narrative which you can edit to meet your needs later on. You might present your story in different ways to a target audience, but the main task at this point is to pull together your key elements. So, writing your story. And for this, I would give yourself about 30 minutes. Think about what you've learned so far about your values, strengths, personalities and goals. You should have made some notes in your book that are incredibly helpful, and aim to summarise the key points next to each heading in the 4 boxes I'm going to give you below. Try to think about how relevant they are to your future career ideas and plans. So, career goals, values, strengths, personality, knowledge and experience. To help you along with that, here's an example. It's not me. Career goals. Within 5 years, I want to be a successful freelance writer with clients across a range of organisations. If I can use my writing to influence change and innovation, that would be the cherry on the cake. Values. My key values are concern for others, creativity and independence. In my ideal role, I would be supporting or developing other people, either as a leader or as a service provider. I value my independence, so working in an environment where I can be autonomous is important to me. I enjoy setting my own timetable each day and using my creativity to solve problems and come up with innovative ideas. Easy for you to say. My ideal workplace would encourage and celebrate innovation. I have strong family values, so work needs to fit in around the commitment to my children. Strengths. My 2 biggest strengths are 1, my ability to interact with people, communicating authentically and effectively at all levels, and 2, my written communication skills. I love writing and editing copy to ensure that this conveys appropriate messages accurately and effectively. Ideally, I would be writing content that would help support people to be the very best they can. Personality. I'm kind, thoughtful, empathetic and warm. I have a good sense of humour, and I often use these characteristics to bring people together and motivate them. I am also curious and enjoy learning new facts or skills and sharing these with others. Knowledge and experience. I have 20 years experience in the higher education sector, and during that time, having acquired significant knowledge about student experience with a particular interest in careers and employability. So, when you're happy with your key elements of your story, choose some from the list that you made in task 1 and share it with them. This may feel like a daunting task, but it will be easier to hear constructive feedback from the people you know, like and trust, than from an employer who you are keen to work for. So that brings us to the end of more about my personal brand, parts A and B, with 5 tasks, which was identifying your values, using my strengths, describing myself, identifying my career goals, and finally writing your story. I appreciate there is a lot of work there, but I know you can do it. I've got a lot of faith in you all. Thank you very much for getting this far, and I look forward to discussing these in a Zoom session. Thanks a lot. Bye bye, guys.